Do you need better home security? We did. We picked up the Floodlight, stick-up cam, solar panel, Ring doorbell. Let's get into it. What's up? Brandon here for Be the Consumer. I also have a channel called Be the Installer, where for many years I have worked on products like this, home security, home theater, all that kind of good stuff. So I have a lot of experience in this, but yet our house wasn't that secure. And so I wanted to upgrade and get some of this stuff for myself. And I went into Costco and found out that they had really good deals. They have a great deal on this Floodlight, which is something that I had wanted to get for a while. And it also comes with one of the stick-up cams. We were gonna put that in the backyard, but we weren't sure if we had power in the area, so we got one of the solar panels. And of course, I've already had this Ring Video Doorbell, and they have newer ones, the 3, and so you can get a lot of these different products at Costco and Best Buy. So I just wanted to talk about the scenario that we had here, about these products, and then kind of give you some buying advice, whether you should get one of these or whether you should look at the Blink system or the Nest system. So please make sure to smash the like button when the video becomes useful, and subscribe to the channel and set the notification bell to all so you're notified when I upload a new video on all of these consumer products. And question for the day, I wanna know, do you guys have any of these products? Have you considered them? And do you have a different ecosystem that makes one of these work better than the others? I'm interested in knowing that, and I'm sure other consumers are, so please make sure to comment below if you prefer this, or Blink, or Nest, or if you have other products that you recommend. So the first product that I already had was the Ring Video Doorbell Pro. You may have a newer version or an older version. You may have the regular doorbell versus the Pro. There's a bunch of them, so you'll have to see what works best for you. It's not super important which one of these you get, in my opinion, more that you just put it in the right place and that you have a working doorbell. I had a power doorbell, but it was pointed 90 degrees in the wrong direction. So we grabbed one of those brackets that you can turn it up to 60 degrees. And therefore it got me back into this Ring ecosystem because I didn't really like some of the other software that I was dealing with and other products. So this product may be a couple years old, but maybe you have a newer version of it. I would just make sure that most people would want to have this actually hardwired to your existing doorbell system. And that can be a bit of a problem because sometimes those doorbells are a little sticky or old. You have to upgrade the transformer so that it can not only just power the mechanical doorbell, but it can now power this system, which is meant to run in a low voltage system, but just not on the lowest 10 VAC doorbell transformers that are in older houses. So there's a little bit of installation work involved, but I think over using a battery powered doorbell, it's definitely worth it because taking that off and charging it very often leads to people just not having a working system because they're too lazy to do it, in all honesty. So for me, I know that would be the case, and so therefore I have to hardline it, and because our doorbell was facing the wrong way, that 60-degree turn really helped us in just saying, okay, let's get the security system via Ring and be done with it because the app works so well and it's just straightforward. Then the second thing that I was concerned about is having a working floodlight. Now we have a floodlight. It's hit or miss, to be honest. Sometimes when you walk out at night, it senses the motion, sometimes it doesn't. This system right here was only $229 with the additional stick-up cam, so it was pretty hard to pass up when I saw it at Costco. What's cool about this is it's full 1080p video. It has two-way talking communication. It has a siren. Again, it has the motion detection and lights that you can turn on and off manually from the app, or you can set it at certain sensitivities and distance to see what motion you want to accept and what motion you don't. So if you have motion out in your street, you can actually manually set it so that it doesn't see that sort of motion or it doesn't track it, and therefore it won't trigger the light to come on all the time, which is useful because our neighbors across the street have their own lights and motion system. So if theirs comes on, then ours would come on. So we just set it so something that's in our driveway will set this off and not across the street. And then the second product in this bundle is that stick-up cam, which can be used indoor or outdoor. And I found that to be a great opportunity for us to use it outdoor because it's not really going to be out in the weather all the time, but it has the ability to connect to solar panel or power. And the stand that this stick-up camera has also acts as a wall mount. So you can take apart the stand, which is pretty nice on its own, but I mean, let's be honest, where are you gonna set this outdoor on a stand? For me, it made much more sense to flip it around and use it as a mount and just connect it to one of the boards of the overhang so that I could have a good look at our backyard. I'm still kind of messing around with how I wanna have that set up specifically because at first I wanted to get it closer to where the solar panel would be, but then it didn't give us the best look at the back door. And then I realized that this solar panel actually comes with a really long cord, so I could actually extend it further away from where the solar panel was going to sit and closer to the door where I have it now. And that brings me to the solar panel in itself. Now, for 60 bucks, is it worth it not to have to change your battery all the time? I would say definitely. I wasn't super thrilled with how long the battery lasts on the stick-up camera. I put it out there and it had about 30%. By the time it did a firmware update, it was down to like 14%. And so when I connected the solar panel, by the next day it was up to like 30 or 40%. By the second or third day, it was at full power, and now I've had no issues with battery at all. Now, we live in California where it's very sunny, and the area that I have it faces south. So for me, to put this solar panel on the wall wasn't even necessary because of the overhang. So I sort of just mounted it up on top of that roof, facing it south at an angle, and now it's working quite well. But you may have to determine how a solar panel may work in your area, especially because this isn't like a massive solar panel that's going to power your house. So if you have a lot of cloudy days, I'm not exactly sure how long it'll last for you, if the battery will be good enough, or you'll have to plug it in. But for us, we actually have power in numerous places out there. So I actually could just get a power cord, plug this in, and not have to worry about it. But I think that the solar panel was worth it to give it a shot. I like it. We'll keep it just because I'm not going to have to worry about that going forward. With enough sun, you're going to have no issues with this product. Installation-wise, the Ring Video Doorbell can be a little bit of a pain if you have a digital doorbell. I actually had a digital doorbell set up. We had a diode set up with this, and it was just really complicated and it didn't really work. So I actually went back, got a mechanical doorbell, because to be honest, I don't even care about the doorbell. This Ring doorbell in itself is loud enough that you can hear it almost everywhere in the house, and it pops up on our phone anyways. So getting back to a mechanical doorbell in order for this low voltage system to sort of work properly was fine with me, and therefore I didn't have to use the diode and didn't have to get into all that. But you know, it's something that I think most people can install. The pop-up camera was just a couple screws in the wall and we were done. Especially with the solar panel, you just stretch out the cord and hang that up. So those are very simple. Now the floodlight is a little bit more complicated. You will have to have electrical experience in order to do that. I actually had to take down the old floodlight, which wasn't installed very well, and then put this up myself. There was a lot of electrical tape involved and a lot of wire nuts and things like that. So if you're not comfortable doing electrical, I would recommend hiring an electrician. Our light specifically was up very high. I had to get up on a ladder, so no one wants to be shocked and fall off a ladder. Make sure to turn off the circuit breaker if you're attempting this, so be very safe and check with your local electrical code when installing products like this. But the fact that it had a little hook to hang the light on while you're connecting some of those things made it great for hanging while I was on a ladder. I didn't have to hold on to the ring light all the time. I could just let it rest on that hook. And then the rest of the installation was pretty straightforward, and connecting it again was as easy as connecting to your Wi-Fi, the app, and moving on. So when I got all three of these products set up, the app was pretty straightforward. Firmware updates, then it gives you live view, and you're all set up. It's very straightforward. You can go into each different light and customize the motion, how long you're going to have motion on, how long it's going to track if there's an event. And again, the Ring ecosystem is great because you have neighborhood watches, you have all kinds of information that comes around from your neighbors, or if there's events, police reports, and all that. It can get a little bit overwhelming because there's a lot of people that are just on there complaining about things, but it's nice to see if there's someone in your area, like picking up packages from Amazon or things like that. You can get a good eye on who that may be, and then therefore, if you see them in your area, kind of, just kind of like a neighborhood watch. One of my favorite things about the app is the live look. I can do that on all three of these devices. You can see who's at the front door, obviously, when someone rings, and talk to them, which is great. On the stick-up cam, you can look at real time and find out what's going on in the backyard. And it has night vision, so it works at night as well. All of them do. And what I really, really like is that this floodlight, not only does it have all of those things, and not only can you turn on and off the light yourself to really get a good look, but it also has ability to communicate with people outside. So if you see someone outside and maybe it's late at night, you do have the ability to set the siren off on the floodlight, which can create a loud noise and scare off possible burglars. So I think just in general, this ecosystem is very user-friendly, it's very robust, and it's convenient in all the right ways to work these products, and it's a tried and true system. So is Ring your only option? Definitely not. There are other brands like Nest and Blink, and I actually saw a couple of those at Costco while I was looking at some of this stuff. The price of the Blink system is actually a little bit less. You can get a Blink doorbell and like 3 or 4 cameras for a similar price as some of this stuff here. And Nest is more in line with Ring pricing, but I haven't had experience myself with Nest. So there's definitely a few different options if you're a Google person, if you have Ring products, or if you have Blink. I think Blink in general might be a little less expensive, but why I got this specifically was because I've had Ring products before, like I had said in this doorbell here. And the fact that they have sort of the neighborhood watch system is something that makes me feel at ease knowing that other people have these products. So then to add the other products, especially when these were on sale, made it very easy because I was looking specifically for one of these floodlights. The fact that it came with a 3rd camera for the backyard was a bonus. And then really the only thing that I had to think about was whether I would plug that in, use the battery, or use a solar panel. And I think all those are fine options. If you're gonna change the battery and you're good about making sure you do that during the day, great. If you have power in your backyard, you can actually buy a little adapter to plug in the stick-up cams. And if you don't, you can get the solar panel and just not have to deal with it if it's sunny enough in your area that you think that that would work. And as I said, a lot of this stuff is at Costco, and right now they have 3 of the stick-up cameras for $249. So maybe you don't need a floodlight, and the stick-up cameras would be better for you to kind of cover the perimeter. So the 3-pack of that for $249 is a great opportunity. Then you can decide if you need a solar panel for each one. These we got actually at Best Buy. They didn't have them at Costco. So again, you can mix and match. If they don't have them at Costco, they have some of these at Best Buy, or you can order them online, of course. But overall, I'm very happy with this setup. It wasn't that expensive. Again, I had this already. You can buy one of these very inexpensively now. This package, again, $229. So for $300, including the solar panel, I basically now have 3 cameras covering the house. And it just sets all of our minds at ease knowing that we do have the security. Is it, a bulletproof security system in your home? Is it gonna protect you all the time? Maybe not. But it's definitely nice to have these all wirelessly protecting your house without having cords and wires everywhere and being concerned about whether or not your closed circuit TV system is working properly. I just think it's a great opportunity for most people to get a security system pretty inexpensively, whether it be Ring or Blink or Nest. So again, I'm quite happy with this, but what about you guys? Let me know in the comments if you have Ring system, if there's any questions you may have about the products or the installation of the products, or if you have any of the other systems and you found positives or negatives about those versus this Ring system, let me know in the comments. And make sure to smash the like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one.